Welcome to this week's edition of Morning Line, the USTA's weekly news magazine. I'm Paul Ramlow.
And I'm Allison Conte. This Saturday night's card at the Downs at Mohegan Pocono is stacked with Grand Circuit action and some special presentations for a pair of the sport's recently retired stars. Sweet Lou will once again be honored, as will much more recently retired Sebastian K. While on the road for the Hambletonian, we were able to stop by and visit the world's fastest trotter and see how he's taking to his downtime.
He misses a lot, sometimes he even races himself in the paddock. So he misses it, of course. He likes to race, and he's a great horse and probably one of the greatest, fastest horse you ever seen. So.
And in the Sebastian K Invitational, we'll see the return of JL Cruz to the racetrack for his first pari-mutuel start in over a month. Returning with him is his Hall of Fame driver, John Campbell.
I feel good. Went down and trained a couple last Saturday, and really happy the way that went. So I qualified for a couple on Thursday at Pocono, and then race Pocono Saturday night. Such a great time of year. It's really tough to be on the sidelines.
Wiggle It Jiggleit also returns on Saturday night in the Battle of the Brandywine, just 8 days after his track record win in the Carl Milstein Memorial at Northfield Park.
I mean, today, just like he snugged the half in 53 and a piece and just stroked it back half in 54 or whatever it was, and wasn't really under no heavy drive until he had a stretch, and he sprained away pretty good.
He warmed up good. I mean, he just does his own little thing. He just pitter-patters around there, and when it comes race time, put his nose on the gate, he knows what the drill is.
Is that more personality or shortness? Because I saw in the winner's circle, he's obviously got a little bit of a quirky personality.
Oh, yeah, he just... he does his own little thing. As long as he's doing that and winning races, he can do whatever he wants.
Different horse when you turn him to the gate?
By far, yeah.
Not only did we get to see the Milstein and Ohio Sire Stakes action this past Friday at Northfield, there was also a special winner's circle presentation for Northfield's leading driver and the nation's leading dash winner for the last 2 years, Ronnie Wren Jr.
Vernon Downs on Friday night will host a trio of events for older standardbreds in the Crawford Farms Trot for older trotters, the Muscle Hill for older trotting mares, and the Art Escape for older pacing mares. The $200,000 Crawford Farms fields 10 trotting horses with combined earnings of more than $10 million. Flanagan Memory enters the race off a victory in the John Cashman Memorial at the Meadowlands. Among his challengers will be two-time Dan Patch Award winner Market Share and this year's Elite Lop winner Magic Tonight. Brian Sears was behind for the Cashman win and will come to Vernon to drive the Cadabra horse for co-owner and trainer Renee Dion.
Mile and eighth I thought might be to his benefit because he likes kind of a covered trip coming off the trot, and it worked out well.
He looks on paper like he has a wicked close on him.
Yeah, and we couldn't ask for a better trip the way it worked out. Mark's horse took us right where we needed to go, so I've been really disappointed if he didn't have some kick from there and there was no live ones on our back. It didn't seem like, so I was really pleased.
The Muscle Hill has plenty of muscle and features a rematch between Be a Magician and DeOne. Be a Magician had dominated before being passed by DeOne in the shadow of the wire in the Fresh Yankee earlier this month at the Meadowlands. Be a Magician drew the 5-hole in the Muscle Hill and DeOne the 7. Androvet is making her 5th appearance in the Art Escape and was the winner of the stake back in 2011. A win this year would vault her past the $3.5 million earnings mark in her quest to eclipse the career record for pacing mares held by the great Eternal Cam Nation. Androvet enters the Art Escape off a victory in the Lady Liberty on Hambletonian Day and has been solid this summer for trainer Jeff Baymon Jr.
What do you say to people who say that this mare is too old and she's done?
I think she proved that she wasn't, but she's tough, and she always comes back no matter what you do to her. She's tough.
Love her a lot?
More than that.
On Friday night at Hoosier Park, Freaky Feet Pete continued his dominance over the Sire Stakes group. The Indiana sensation paced to a track record 148-2. And in the main event, the Dan Patch, Jimmy Takter trained J.K. End of an Era and Brett Miller gave a valiant stretch drive to take the grand prize. I was particularly excited to hear that Freaky Feet Pete may take a shot at the open ranks in the Breeders' Crown at the end of the year after his track record performance at Hoosier Park. The 3-year-old pacing colt ranks are already loaded with talent, but there's always room for more. Where do you think Pete falls in the 3-year-old pacing ranks? This week's tweet of the week comes from proud Papa Dan McGinnis, who tweeted, "Hey Hoosier Park Racing and at US Trotting, this little girl won her first race last night. Hashtag Voodoo Mama. Hashtag Play HP. Congratulations to Dan and to Voodoo Mama. Here's to many more."
The historic Red Mile in Lexington, Kentucky. Hear the echoes of champions past and the thunder of present superstars. Fantastic finishes, super sales, and the nightlife of a metropolitan area with all the amenities. The Grand Circuit at the Red Mile, September 30th through October 10th, harness racing's greatest tradition.
In this week's edition of Paul's Paddock Picks, I'll take a look at the Battle of the Brandywine at the Downs at Mohegan Sun Pocono. It's hard not to be on the Wiggle It Jiggleit bandwagon, and I will pick him to add this trophy to his impressive resume. He has the rail for driver Montrell Teague and will most likely be on the lead right from the start. I'm interested to see how split the house races this week in this highly competitive field. The New Jersey Classic champion hasn't raced since that 148-3 triumph on July 25th and picks up Hall of Famer John Campbell for the first time. With a good trip, I think he will be in the mix at the finish. For show, I'm going to go with Dudes the Man from Post 2. The Adios champion was third in the cane pace after making a bobble at the three-quarter pole, but recovered nicely to earn the show dough. Corey Callahan gets the call for trainer Jessica Ocusco. So once again in the Battle of the Brandywine, I'm going with Wiggle It Jiggleit to win, Split the House to place, and Dudes the Man to show. The Battle of the Brandywine is part of Saturday's Super Stakes card at the Downs at Mohegan Sun Pocono. That card, part of the track's 50th anniversary celebration, features a total of 12 stakes and invitationals, including the $500,000 Battle of the Brandywine for 3-year-old male pacers, the $500,000 Colonial for 3-year-old male trotters, and the $350,000 Valley Forge for 3-year-old female pacers. The 14-race card at Pocono Saturday will start an hour earlier than usual, with first post listed at 5:30 p.m. That'll do it for this week's edition of Morning Line. Thanks for joining us, and tune in next week for all your behind-the-scenes harness racing action.
We'll see you next week on the Morning Line, where we'll take a look at the Yonkers Trot and the Messenger eliminations coming up at Yonkers Raceway.